What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Idea Studio live stream. I thought I'd jump on one here today and just, talk and kind of talk about what's going on in the studio this week. Jib's working on one of her projects.
Jump on one here today.
Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm just over modulating here. I don't know. Oh, I must have it up somewhere. Say hi, babe. No one can see you. You want to say hi? Jim's feeling quiet. So let me pull up the chat. I want to see who's. I know Joe and Savvy are here. Joe, Savvy, Dave, what's going on, guys? Amzul Khan Bodo. Man, I'm sorry. I have a hard time saying your name. So yeah, I just thought I would kind of randomly throw one on, do an evening one, and see who stopped by. Paul, how's it going? Joe went off to the gym and pick up the little guy. Jib's giving me some beard massage here. So yeah, Jib's working on one of her masterpiece projects her masterpiece project. She's gonna come over, show the backing. Babe, what is this, silk?
100% Thai silk.
It's 100% Thai silk that she'll be using for her project. Hey, Savvy, what's going on? And so this will be her final piece for embroidery school. So it'll incorporate all of the techniques that she's learned so far, which is how many techniques, babe, overall? A lot. 7 different styles, yeah. And so she interfaces the back of it. Joe says, hey, babe. I thought he was at the gym. He's here. And so just about what we got going on in the studio this week. So I've got to cut and get ready to make the giveaway bags from the 5,000 subscriber. And I've got to do the draw for that for the people who commented on the video, and then also for the people who support me on Buy Me a Coffee. So I'll pick everything from that. I'll pick from those 2 pools of people, and I'll probably include that in the video, but I'll do that over the next day or 2, and then I'll notify people who won, either reply to their comment on the video or email them. So Paul Rogers says, are you going to incorporate her new skills into your line? So we've actually talked about how we can potentially do some embroidery stuff, but because of the sheer amount of time it takes for one piece of embroidery, it'll be more premium items.
And I don't like to repeat.
Yeah.
I don't like to repeat my work. This is I like to do just one piece. So it's just it will be just one. That's it.
So we already have a project plan, but it's more of an art project, an art piece that we're working on with textile arts that will incorporate some of what I do, and then some of her embroidery stuff. It'll definitely take she's measuring her tube. It's not big enough. her art tube is not large enough for the piece. Oh, babe, I have a solution. We'll get you. I got something for you after I finish the stream. Okay. Or just use the paper I use for pattern cutting. It's over behind my lock stitch, behind the lock stitch jack, not overlock. My jack single needle. So yeah, we have a piece that we're working on now. It's an art piece that will incorporate some of the denim and denim repair techniques that I use, and then Jib will finish the piece with some of her embroidery designs, and that will work into. It'll be a big piece, so I think it'll take a while. And the way it's envisioned now, the way we've kind of drafted it out is it'll be 2 layers essentially, and it'll be on a circular frame. So I'll do the circular middle. Babe, right there, you see it? Next to the bookshelf, between the bookshelf and the machine. Yeah. Yeah, but it's thick enough that you can wrap the silk in it. Try. And so anyway, so in the middle will be the design that I'll do through the denim repair style, and then the exterior of it will be finished with Jib's design. That will be that'll be the sort of outside of the piece, and they'll flow together the way that we have it going on. Jib is gonna start that. She's got the design done, I think. Joe's asking about the thing. Yeah, so she hasn't started. We have the design done. What? I can't see. Is it wide enough? Is there anything in there? I don't know. So I'm hopefully maybe this weekend, babe, you can do that piece and we'll film it. Yeah. No, you're gonna use the Victoria base. Ah, okay. All right. So, but yeah, maybe this weekend we'll get that done, and then we'll get that to the recipient that we discussed. Joe and I are being cryptic because it's going to someone, but it'll be interesting, and hopefully in the next week or so, Jib will get we'll get it complete, and then Jib will find the pattern for it. What was in there, babe? Oh, for the photo stock. So cool. Some one-off designs, additional pieces will be class. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'd like to see that Jib and I expand more into the art side of fabric art and textile art. So, overdriving again. Thank you, Chris. Chris is saying my audio is overdriving. So, oh yeah, I see myself. All right. Should be better. You guys, do I sound a little bit better there, Chris? Senior Frank. That's crazy. You guys, I didn't. The funny thing is, I see Senior Frank and Chris both telling me here. Appreciate it, guys. The funny thing is, I didn't change this setting since last time. So let me know. Good, bad. Give me a thumbs up. Lovely. Thank you. So yeah, some one-offs would be good if we get it. There we go. Some one-offs and some more textile art type stuff that we're working on. We have a few things being commissioned at the moment as well. So looking forward to that. Auction off finished bags live. Yeah, there might be some one-off bags. I've got some interesting stuff that I picked up. Babe, what are you doing? So Jib's gonna play the what is it, the Gopher game? So I've got some interesting interior fabrics, and actually the two that I'm making for the giveaway will have a very special Japanese fabric that I picked up. That these will be the only two bags with that particular fabric. Good, bad, and ugly. Well, I'm definitely the ugly. I've got that covered. Is there a baseball bat inside that paper? No. Is this your design, babe?
I just use it inside.
Oh, okay. She's just trying to get her silk all rolled up for tomorrow's class. She starts working on this final piece in school, and she also did. Oh, did you get the other piece framed, babe? Okay. She did a piece with gold work that is a multi-layer embroidery that was very difficult, and she was constantly pricking her fingers and bleeding, and so definitely happy that she's done with that, but now she has this big masterpiece to work on. Also, it's not quite kimono fabric. These Japanese are Japanese twills that the company who I used to buy this particular twill from went out of business. And so they were one of the top exporters from Japan to Thailand for these fabrics. And when I knew they went out of business, I basically went and bought up as much as I could from what was left of their stock. And I've got a few rolls of different stuff, and I just some of it I just got a couple meters, but what I if you want to grab the roll for me, babe, that'd be great. The purple up top on the fold roll, top shelf. Yeah, go in like, hey, babe, it's right next to the blue that you were just touching. No, further in. No, not under, next to. Yes. So this is This will be the
My,
that's my fabric. I'm the one who found the dead stock.
I saw that first.
Okay, but this will go. This is enough that it can go into the bag, and you'll still have some. So this particular fabric was the very last bit that I could find in this pattern, and it's got a Japanese cherry blossom on it, but it's purple with white discharge, so you can see the color, and so it's a beautiful texture, nice weight to it, and it's a nice Japanese cotton twill. So I think this will be beautiful for these 2 custom bags that are going out, and it'll just give them like a really unique feel. Hey Dan, what's going on, man? And then Emil says I kill for a phone case in one. Now I've never done a phone case. We looked at like potentially doing a crocheted phone case a few years ago, and the problem is, one, the textiles add too much bulk, or if it's crocheted, the yarn adds too much bulk to the case, and then 2 is getting a even adhesive across the entire piece. So that was a challenge. The other thing that we looked at was doing a denim wrapped one, but denim obviously being really thick, the corners have some issues with it. Jib made a phone neck bag a few years back. There's like a bag you could like wear around your neck and like slip your phone in, that was crocheted. Could look really cool on shirts on the cuff. Yeah, you know what? This could if you were gonna like do like a inverted cuff, this could definitely be something that was definitely cool. It'd be different for sure. I've looked at a few of the patterns on shirts. The problem is that this tends to be a little bit heavier than shirting satin. So when you do a shirt, the problem becomes that you don't want the cuff to be too thick, or else that seam that you get between the cuff and the sleeve won't look right. It'll just be a little bit out of proportion. So even when you do a contrasting cuff, you tend to get fabric of the same weight. And so this fabric would be almost too thick. It'd be definitely too thick for a dress shirt, and maybe not quite right for a casual shirt. So it's sort of in this weird space in between. This fabric in a satchel, hang around the neck. Yep, you can keep a few yip sip whilst walking BK. Yeah, there's a few things in the works. I've got some duck canvas as well that I picked up, that I was hoping to use the duck canvas for a backpack, and maybe like a messenger style bag. It's nice. It's a Japanese selvage duck, and it's got like a very nice feel to it, especially as it breaks in. So whereas duck canvas usually stays stiff for a very long time, this particular duck breaks in quite nicely. Joe says, whatever's left over, we'll see it in Mike's shirt. Probably. Any remnants will end up in one of Mike's shirts. So he's got 12 of them now. I think he said he picked up all the shirts he needs all the way through August from Earth. And he's got Earth to keep making them. But I kind of feel like Earth is tired of making the shirts. And he wants to move on to something else. Because keep in mind, for Earth, this is the downside to Earth. And Earth is a great craftsman. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's like an accountant or a marketing guy in his day job. And so for him, it's, this is more hobbyish. And like when he's working on a shirt, that shirt might take him 2 weeks of time that he can commit to the craft. And so half his month is spent doing these shirts, and for his hobby. And so as much as I think he likes it, and I try to explain to Mike the challenge of getting all those pieces of fabric together into a usable sheet is quite difficult. It's quite challenging. Where was I in the comments here? Yeah, whatever's left on the shirts. So Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Hike says, I'm looking to get some buttons sewn back on. I'm actually working on a collab video with Carl Morosky over on his channel. I've got to finish filming this weekend, actually, for him, where it'll talk about, I'm doing a demonstration of how to sew on buttons, how to patch a hole, and and how to hem pants. So Jim says any Thai girl can do that. Yeah, but can any Thai girl do it well, babe? No. Yeah, yeah. Not everyone can do it well. I'll tell you, we'll find. We'll ask when Eddie gets here. We'll ask the first girl that we meet with him if she can do that. And we'll see what she says. Yeah, see. So not everyone can. So yeah, so I'm doing a video with Carl, a collab on that will be on his channel, just about how to sew a button, how to patch a hole, and how to hem pants. And I'll put them all together. He doesn't have a sewing machine, so he's gonna probably just do the button because that's what he does by hand. But then he'll include the other two with the patch and everything. Can I just buy some patches? Like what do you want? Like sewn patches, or are you looking for like just like patches to patch holes with? Are you looking for like some emblem type embroidered patches? It snowed yesterday in Alabama. Hike, it snowed everywhere in America yesterday. My friends in Texas haven't had power for days. Yeah. Oh, not empty. Oh, what Born Noah says, might have to get you to replace my Ari camera bags with something. Hey, we can definitely do that, man. Do some dope duck canvas and then spray the seams, get it watertight. You know, put some nice snaps on there so it's easy to get at. No clunky zippers. Definitely possible. Do some padding, do some high density padding for those. Keep them safe. See sip. Yeah, go ahead, man. What is Joe P? Oh yeah, it didn't snow in Florida, right? So everywhere but Florida, I think. Suburban Beard sent me a photo of everywhere that snowed in the U.S. I think it was southern Georgia and Florida were the only places without snow. Yeah, so I mean, my friend, I think some of you guys might have seen her come on the channel before, Miss Tech. She lives in Chicago, and she posted a video on her Instagram of the alley between her building and the next building where she parks, and it is just mounds of snow everywhere. And she was saying that they won't plow that because it's an alleyway, so she can't get her car out of the garage she parks in. I almost said parks in. She can't get her car out of the garage that she parks in. So she's definitely not having the greatest time. But yeah, it looked horrendous in Chicago. I'm sure there are other parts of the country that are just hammered. Oh, someone from Ottawa. Ooh, someone with I guess, is that Japanese characters or Ghibli? Babe, is this Japanese? This guy's name? Can you read this?
It's either kanji, Japanese, or
can you read
Chinese.
it?
No, I cannot read kanji.
No, she
can. It's the kanji with this, I think.
Okay, yeah, she can't read the
Kanji.
what. Well, you can read two of the alphabets. Or?
Katakana, hiragana.
Katakana, hiragana, but not kanji, right?
Not kanji.
Okay.
That's too complicated.
Ottawa, lots of snow in Ottawa, I'm sure. Oh, he says it's Chinese anyway.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, Graham is on here. Hey, Graham, I just saw that you sent me a message. I'll check that email after the stream. Thank you. Paul Rogers says there's been almost zero snow here in Ireland, just plenty of rain, but today about 50 degrees, so it's tropical. plenty of whiskey and Guinness in Ireland, I hope, though. I watched there's this channel called the Try Channel, and it's Irish people try, And one of the funniest things, Jim's upset about the Thai food episode on that channel because the Thai food that they got in Ireland didn't look too great, but they do a lot of funny stuff, and those people are hilarious. Oh, that's right, Graham. You read some Chinese, don't you? A little bit, maybe. I don't know. Order some Kung Pao chicken, Ottawa. Oh, it means I love Canada. Nice. So that name is Chinese characters, babe. It means I love Canada. That's very cool. Yeah. So how much snow in Ottawa? You must have like meters of snow. Jihan, good evening, Dana, and everyone else in chat. How's the situation, BKK? Yeah. So we still have a decent amount daily, but it seems like they're under control in the fact that they're not spiking out of control. And they are, but we still have them ongoing, but we have precautions. Senior Frank. Oh, Jib's working behind me. No, you're right behind my head, babe. Enough to get you in trouble. Kind of like me with my tie. I know enough tie to get me in trouble. Oh, you just got iron-on patches. What type of patches did you get, Joe? I'm Scottish, living in Ireland, and hate whiskey. The Guinness is great, but haven't had a pint in almost a year as the boozers are shut. Oh, that's no good. Hate whiskey, huh? Hate Scottish whiskey too, or just Irish whiskey? I'm a bourbon fan myself. I have Scotch and Irish whiskey. They're okay, but the bourbon, for whatever reason, is I really appreciate nice bourbons. Frank, any cornbread sightings in your area? Always looking out for that cornbread hike. Sign of a well-developed nation, right? Jib's like, you can see Jib working in the background. She's getting her piece set up. Oh yeah, whiskey is I think it's a funny thing in that a lot of people like different types of whiskey. There's Canadian whiskey, bourbon is American, Scotch, Scottish whiskey, obviously Irish whiskey, all different flavors. It's really interesting. All different mash bills, different ways of making it, aging it. Paul says all whiskey, some really good new brands being made. Give me a Havana Club or Monkey rum any day. Ooh, yeah. Rum is nice. I don't mind rum at all. Where I grew up in Rhode Island, there was a company that makes small batch rum called Thomas II, which is a aged rum, which is really nice. But what's the is it pirate rum, or there's one that comes in like a little short bottle, and that's quite nice as well. I like that with some Coca-Cola perhaps. Graham's asking, how's the Mac M1? Dude, the Mac M1 is a beast. I was exporting video yesterday and I timed it, and it was a 9-minute video exported in 6 minutes for a 4K video, which is mind-blowing. With my old laptop, I would do my MacBook. It would take me probably like 20 minutes to export that 9-minute video. And now I'm less than a minute. I'm doing it faster than real time with the M1, which is just stupid to think about how fast that is. Denim patches, your crotch got blow. Yeah, it's a common issue with jeans. One of the things I would definitely have that not just patch but darned, right? If you want to reinforce that crotch area when you redo it, especially if you catch it early. What I do is I'll interface the inside of the denim, and then I'll patch it, but I'll darn that patch into place, so you get a really strong connection between the blown out area and the more healthy denim, so it'll last a lot longer. Gian says, I'm not a whiskey fan, more of gin. Gin is good too. I've recently started to appreciate gin quite a bit. Bourbon's still my go-to. If I have to pick a casual drink, it'll be a glass of bourbon for sure. Maybe if I was gonna make a drink, it'd be an old fashioned with bourbon, and maybe like pour the bourbon through like maybe 10 grams of coffee, kind of like a pour over beforehand, just to give it a little bit of complexity to the flavor. Not in my hood. You have to get the SkyTrain to get some cornbread from where yeah, no cornbread on 95, right? Sam, hey, what's going on, Sam? Over in my old hood in Prachani Wet. How you doing? Yeah, Jim said, "Oh, Pilot Sam." Yeah, Captain Morgan, the captain. Got a little captain in you. They sell that ready to go in cans with Coke, and it's not bad. I saw the other day, where was I? I was in maybe Tesco. They had, oh no, I was in 7-Eleven, like a big 7-Eleven, not the one near me. They had Jack Daniels and Coke in a bottle together, pre-mixed. And I thought that was, I don't remember ever seeing that before. So I thought that was a little odd, with the premix. I'm sure it's on the weaker side as well, as opposed to the slightly stiffer side that most of us would likely premix that too. No COVID. That's good. Yeah. You don't want that in your building. So they ever fix the pool over there, Sam? I always wonder about that. I haven't been back there in years now. Joe, yeah, if that's happening, you waited too long to fix the crotch. If you got to tuck those back in occasionally. So yeah, good thing you got some patches for that. Get that stitched in and darned up. You'll be good to go. that will stop happening for sure. Hell no, still no pool. Babe, still no pool at Prachani Wet. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming by. We won't be speaking Swahili here tonight, though, so hope you don't mind. It's Brian, the guy who I met the other night. He told me that he was on a live stream and they were like blending Swahili and English, like between the two languages. Now the premix is becoming real popular here, handy for barbecues. Yeah, I guess that's true, right? Like, if you're gonna go to a barbecue, like easy just to pick up some premix, like a 12-pack of premix, and hand them out. Patty, man, how you doing? I love you last temple. Oh, thank you, dude. I love that you showed the good and the bad. Needless to say, that temple didn't get saved on my. Yeah, no, that's definitely not one that you're gonna want to visit. However, though, I can definitely recommend some off the beaten path ones for you in Bangkok when you come. There's actually a big, really nice one down in Prachani Wet that like I don't hear anyone ever talk about. I visited in one of my videos, and it's just a cool building, really nice architecture in a part of the city a lot of people don't go to. But yeah, when I first planned to do that video, Jib and I talked about it, and we wanted to do more tie-ins with the movie because PMOC really is a really fun movie for like a comedy horror. But we recorded the intro and then we went to do the trip, and when we got there was just so many things that were kind of off-putting about it that we decided to like just kind of like do the walkthrough, kind of talk about the movie and the history of that place, but then kind of show the other things that we saw and that we actually caught on film. Like I said, the guy throwing the wastewater into the river was actually a bit depressing, to see that. And I'm pretty sure it was like all cooking oil and stuff that he had in that bin. Yeah, Jim, if you can't hear me, Jim's behind me saying, of course. Yeah, this came from the noodle soup guy. But yeah, man, I'm sure if you're doing every province, you're going to find some amazing temples that, people don't normally see, especially you're driving the bike around. You're going to have a view that, people are not going to expect, and you're going to run into some awesome stuff. I've got an old casual cotton jacket, Gap brand, khaki lightweight zip up cotton line, not insulated. I've grown out of it. Can tailor expand it? I don't know if a tailor can go up and probably not with a jacket from the Gap hike. So generally speaking, with these types of things, there is with a higher end jacket, there'll be extra fabric in the seam allowance. A high production piece from somewhere like the Gap, they will have minimized that seam allowance down to millimeters just so that, they're saving, making 10,000 of those, they're saving a lot of money on that seam allowance. So there's probably not enough fabric in there to expand. And also, if you've had it for a long time, then it will be two different colors, right? You'll see where it's faded on the outside, but not on the inside of the seam allowance. You could always repurpose that into another piece, though, if you really like that fabric, but probably not a jacket. And no Swahili today. When they integrate the M series into the Mac Pro and Nexus servers, I'll make the move. What won't be a long thing? Yeah. And I agree. It probably won't be long. And I've already seen specs for the next version of this chip that they're calling the M1X, or that's the working name, I guess. And it's insane. It's like a 16 core chip with 12 performance cores and four efficiency cores, 16 core GPU, and we'll go up to 64 gigs of RAM. I think that's going to be the chip that goes into the iMac and the 16-inch MacBook. And obviously the chip that goes into the Pro will be an even higher level by 1, 2, or even 3 degrees, I'm sure. So I can only imagine with what they do with the Mac Pro now, put an M1 M series chip into that, it'll just be insane. Jameson and Guinness. Yeah. So wait, if you mix those two in a shot, isn't that called something? Like if you drop Jameson into a Guinness? I think that's like a type of shot. Based on the video from the temple, there could be a really cool material made blending recycled plastic. Yeah, I've actually looked at recycled PET plastic for fabrics, and I've talked to a few people about it. And the problem is getting the amount of processing that needs to go into getting it that fine as a recycled product. And so for fabrics, it's not really a high enough market to make it cost effective. There's some out there. It's not the greatest fabric right now. It would need multiple iterations to be something that's usable. But I think as a bag liner, or as a component piece in other garments or other accessories like backpacks, that could go a long way. Yeah, Jib just said she saw Ty's shoes made out of it. We actually have sandals made from recycled sea plastic. But I think to make it into like a fabric that's very drapey and that has a good feel to it, there's a ways to go to get there. I've seen there's a company right now that makes rubberized fabric from recycled rubber, and that's a bit different. It's used for industrial products. So it doesn't need the same feel quality as like a garment fabric. So it can be a bit rougher and be a very acceptable for that usage, which I think is great. I think that's really cool. I would love to get there with the plastics. I have a friend who runs a company here in Bangkok where they take old recycled PET and they turn it into industrial 3D printer filament. And that's even there. He's not quite at the process where it's a commercial grade product yet. He's still refining it with his industrial partners. Gotta love Canada says Thailand's an amazing place where I'm going to retire. Great place to come, man. I always say Bangkok's the greatest city in the world, right? For me, at least. It's different for everyone, but yeah, I've been to a lot of places, been a lot of big cities, and nothing compares to Bangkok to me. Google, when you get a chance, Google Bondergram rum. Okay, let me pull that up on the screen right next to me here, because that is this an Australian rum? Is that what I'm googling? Bundaberg rum. A dark rum produced in Queensland. Oh, interesting. I like it. Is that a polar bear? Is there a logo? You probably do have polar bears walking around in Australia. You got everything else that wants to kill it, people. Why not polar bears? Yeah. They probably hang out with the crocodiles. They're all friends, just killing people. Down with all things Apple. Oh, I'm a huge Apple guy. I love it. Unless you mean you're down with all things Apple, that's cool. But if you mean down with all things Apple, I would appreciate it if we at least leave a couple pieces for me to keep using. Hike says, I like Apple commercials, but not their prices. I'm a Windows and Android all the way. I'm cheap. I mean, thrifty. Nothing wrong with being thrifty. It's just Apple products are not for everyone. Like, Jib and I are both on the Apple ecosystem, and so it helps our workflow, right? Like, we work together, we're able to pass things to each other seamlessly. I'm able to work between devices seamlessly, and that's really important from the design studio perspective with workflow. Senior Frank, so I'll probably pick up a new M1 MacBook Pro when the 15, 16-inch model comes out, and eventually an iMac. Might as well upgrade everything because, well, screw you, I don't need reasons. Damn right, you don't need reasons. I mean, it's so easy now that we know also, Frank, now that we know the performance that we get from the M1 chip, like it's very easy to justify an upgrade simply because it's such a huge jump from the Intel chips. Such a massive leap. It's fantastic. I think Patagonia have made t-shirts from recycled plastic, probably only 1% though. Yeah, Patagonia actually does a lot with recycled PET. I don't know about t-shirts, but I definitely know they make a series of bags, and I think they make sleeping bags that have a PET filler in there as well for the insulation. So Patagonia as a company does a lot of really good stuff from a recycling standpoint. The problem is that I don't have access to their textiles. Everything that they do is proprietary, and that's a part of the reason that their stuff is very expensive, but it's a high value. Their stuff, they're one of the companies that does mass production who I really appreciate the way they make things, because for the most part, what they make is really high quality. I think they actually had a pair of pants with recycled PET integrated into the fabric as well. I mean, even 1% is, at the volume that they work, that's really a good piece as far as I'm concerned, because 1%, it's still an impact at their volumes. Go more hike. I'm lucky. Company pays. Nothing keeps up with Apple for editing. Yeah, right. I've edited a few bigger videos, Chris, on my machine, and definitely like I've exported like hour-long pieces, and the M1 struggles with those longer pieces. It doesn't get the same type of performance, whereas like anything below 30 minutes, I'm pretty solid. It works fantastic. Sam Lewis, Bangkok is the greatest city on earth. God damn right. Damn right, man. It's such a fantastic city. So, Paul says, I have a bottle in the cupboard along with the ginger beer. Yeah, I love ginger beer. Jib and I had it for the first time a few years ago. And actually, I think that's actually the same brand. Hey, babe, is this the brand that the ginger beer? Bundaberg? This is their rum. Let me search. It might be the same ginger beer. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, it's the same ginger beer that we buy from Villa. I think what does it cost here? It's 65 baht, 58 baht per bottle. No, 58 per bottle. That's not bad. Yeah, it's really good. That ginger beer is fantastic. They make a root beer too that is really good. And I think we had a third soda from them we saw somewhere. It was root beer, ginger beer, and something else, I think. Maybe cream soda. Oh, it was something lime. Yep, polar bears get drunk with crocs, snakes, and spiders. Yeah, I knew it. Australia's just a horrible place. Polar bears, crocs, snakes, and spiders just hanging out, having cabals. Polar bears and there are polar bears up in the Northern Territories, right? Quite a few. Nomad, I'm dubious. My Dell i5 laptop with 8 gigs of RAM does just fine, but I became a big spender and upgraded to 16. You know, you can definitely get a Windows machine for, with Intel hardware and everything pretty affordably, but again, when you're working, workflow is a big thing for me, especially. So working in the studio, the workflow has to be on point to be able to keep everything running smooth. I'll go with my sons to watch out in the wild to watch polar bears, like just out in the wild watching polar bears. Paul says he never gave up his Surface tablet or laptop or my Note 20. I'll tell you, those Samsung phones are nice, no doubt. And the Huawei phones are nice too. If you guys have Huawei where you're at, those Huawei phones are phenomenal. I'm sure it's the Chinese government spying on us, but still phenomenal phones. Do they onion rum in Australia? Onion rum? What? Love Canada says I'm a police officer using a garbage laptop. When I was an engineer, they gave me the worst laptop. So as well, they were like, as long as you can get into a terminal window, you're fine. You just need it to be able to log into devices. It doesn't need to do anything else. Oh, Joe, I see he set us up there. No onions. Call it blooming rum. Oh, Joe, you're a monster. Savage. Absolutely savage. If you can find the Gosling's ginger beer, then give it a try. Amazing with a Gosling. I don't think I've ever seen it. I'll take a look, Paul. I do. I love ginger beer. It's nice and spicy, really like a nice, refreshing drink, especially on a hot day. Bangkok, I'm dubious. No Coors Light, no cornbread, and butter beans. No Bojangles or Jack's restaurant. Yeah, well, Hike. Sometimes you just got to make sacrifices. Ginger ale, Canadian Dry doesn't contain any ginger. I'm not surprised by that. I hear the puppies in Australia have venom sex. Probably cute, cuddly, and deadly. As does the wind. Yeah, everything in Australia will kill you. Wind, drinking water is probably poisonous, right? The natives have built up a resistance, a tolerance to the poison, but not us. We go there to visit. Yeah, you can't drink the water, mate. They kill you. Will you experiment to be a 3 to 7 vegetarian diet? Dude, I haven't eaten meat in 20 years. Amazakin. So, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I haven't eaten red meat in 20 years. I haven't eaten any animal products in 10. So, I mean, so you're asking me to go back to eating meat and eat meat sometimes, but only eat vegetarian 3 to 7 hours, or between the hours of 3 and 7. What's that? What is 3 to 7 vegetarian diet? Cox had a way switch in Pawtucket STC when they tried 3G. Yeah, we had the Huawei. Yeah, a Huawei. So I used to work with the Huawei installers, Dan, when I was the guy building like the sites out. When the contractors would drop the equipment in, I would bring the ALU switch out and link in the fiber and then you guys would, get it all configured up. Which puppies are you talking about? Little dogs or those on top of half of women's torso? Oh. The puppies hiss at you when they're hungry. Yeah, these animals in Australia, man, you guys everything's just vicious. Just vicious. Yeah, these venomous puppies, deadly drinking water. I saw a video the other day. My friend sent me a video from Queensland, and it was a crocodile eating a shark on the beach in Queensland. Literally, like it was a small shark stuck on the beach. These two people were fishing. I don't know if they pulled the shark in and that's how it got stuck on the beach or whatever. But it was stuck there, and this 3-meter crocodile comes up out of the surf and eats the shark. Just eats it on the beach and goes back into the ocean. What kind of beaches? Like, I thought Australia was supposed to have beautiful beaches. You got crocodiles swimming around in the surf. What is that? How misleading is that from the perspective of, like, yeah, we got you come by, we've got some nice beaches, you can hang out, we do surfing, shrimp on the Barbie. Next thing you know, crocodile out of nowhere, just eating sharks, eating people. Apex predators eating apex predators in Australia. That's crazy. Oh, hike with do you come from the land down under? I see Joe sending me photos here. Let me pull that up. Do you hear the thunder? Love Canada says, I worked for Huawei as a co-op when I was in China. Great company, my perspective. No, I worked for them. I didn't work for them. I worked with them when Cox was building their network. And then they ended up offering me a job to go work for them as a site engineer. And I didn't end up taking the job for a couple of reasons, but it wasn't long after that the DoD issued their first letter advising companies not to work with Huawei. I don't know, like, I didn't work for them, so I can't talk about them from a cultural perspective. But everyone I know who worked there was really happy. So, and they all really liked their jobs with Huawei in the US at least. And I had a friend who worked as an engineer for them in Malaysia who really enjoyed working with them as well. He said there was always a lot of very interesting technical challenges going on. Thunderbox. New mask. So this is what Joe sent me, was a new mask. Let's take a look. It's a good one. I'm going to share that. Is that okay, Joe? What does he say here? Is 23 of the world's 25 most venomous snakes are in Australia. Crocs are only up north. Sharks down south. They meet in the middle. Oh my God. Dude. All right, guys, I want to share this this photo real quick that Joe sent me. Oh, I see. So, wait, I gotta share screen sharing with Google Chrome. 1 second. Just gotta unlock this. Use my watch. So it's the beauty of the ecosystem that I can just tap stuff and get let in. No problem. Everything authorizes. All right, there we go. Oh, Joe, I can't share it because I'd have to close Chrome, which I'm in at the moment. Sorry, but yeah, I can do this. I can download it. Mask. And then open it up in browser. That way I don't have to quit Chrome. Application window. Oh, wait, no, I'm still not going to be able to show it, am I? Oh, there we go. New mask that Joe picked up. Absolutely fabulous. That is a classy mask, Joe. With a Dr. Pepper shirt, nonetheless. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah, 23 of the 25 most deadly snakes. Aussie Crocs versus Florida Alligators MMA match. Yeah, I think the Aussie Crocs will probably win against those alligators. Are docile, man. You see that old dude a few months ago jumped into his pond to get his dog back from the alligator, and he won. So I mean, I don't see anyone wrestling Aussie Crocs. Maybe Paul Hogan. That's about it. There are spiders in Oz that use tools. There are no less than 70 varieties of carnivorous plant. Have you ever looked at a platypus and wondered what was God thinking? It wasn't God. It was Oz. Yeah, man. You guys definitely, evolutionary wise, Australia's got some really interesting stuff going on, man, with, between the, all the crazy animals you guys have. You've got the let me stop sharing. You've got all of the like the kangaroos, the platypus, all these things that don't exist anywhere else, right? And on top of that, everything kills you. Like it's the craziest place to live. Crocodiles on the beach, like just swimming in the ocean. And then they're eating sharks. I'm sure there are videos. If I search, I'm sure I can find videos of sharks eating crocodiles as well. I mean, craziness. Who was that surfer a few years ago, like the World Surf Championships or something, or like a big surf competition in Australia, and a great white bit onto his leash, right? And he ended up like punching the shark a few times just to get away from it, and was like, it happens. He just punched the shark, swim away, all good. No, it was like a baby great white or a smaller great white, but still, the fact to just punch this shark and be like, all right, off I go. Oh, Hike says he's never heard of that website. Is that so, Hike? Never heard of it. Ever. Really? Use it to pick up my other grandson at school. I'm sure the teachers are going to love you over there, Joe. Picking up the grandkids with the Pornhub mask. Hey, babe, come look at Joe's new mask. He has a very popular logo in Thailand. Jib's coming over to investigate this mask. Wait.
Huh?
I hope there's a licensing deal for that logo, Joe. I hope it's not a bootleg mask. Jib's face. So is that like one of those ones that just fits up like a neck gaiter, Joe? So when you pick your grandkid, how old's your grandkid that you pick up from school with this mask? Crazy grandpa's coming with the Pornhub mask again. No spicy sausage hole in that mask. That's because his name's not Karen, Chris. If his name was Karen, then he'd have that spicy sausage hole in there. That'd actually be a hilarious mask if you put the porn and hub, separate them at the color split, and put an O right around where the mouth goes. That'd be so on brand. Big O in the middle, porn hub, spicy sausage hole. Oh, man. Hey, so I put a poll out on the community tab of the channel asking who would you be interested to have me bring back on for a live stream, just like one-on-one. And I think, let me pull it up. I think it was Cornelius, OMS, Beard, and someone else. Community. Yeah. So who would you guys like to have come back on from my mega live stream? Who would you like to see me have on a live stream as a one-on-one guest? Cornelius, Suburban Beard, Old Man Saxon, or Tommy Wang? Tommy's the CEO of Elos. Right now, Cornelius has a significant lead with 22 votes. So if you guys haven't voted yet, head over to the community tab and vote for who you'd like to have me come on a live stream one-on-one. Like I said, right now Cornelius is significantly in the lead. So if that's who you guys want, he's trending that way. We said, oh, your grandkid's 14 years old. You pick him up with the with the mask. Yeah, that's fine. He definitely knows that. He knows that site, so it's okay. Hell, if it was an OnlyFans mask, some of his teachers might be on that site. I responded with Beard, poor update. Hey, Beard's number 2 right now. So, and I'm probably definitely going to have Beard on again, Paul, for sure. But yeah, he's number 2 right now. Old Man Saxon and Tommy are making up 3 and 4 respectively, which is where I thought Old Man Saxon was going to pull higher. But yeah, Cornelius in first, Beard in second. Joe voted. Oh, you voted for Beard, but that was poorly chosen. Oh, nice. Oh, everyone's voting. Nice. Cornelius all the way. Let me see if it's updated then. Oh, yeah. So now Beard is catching up here. Cornelius is lead has been chipped away at a bit. So I think Cornelius, like, people really vibed with him on the stream. He seemed like that had a really good energy. Oh yeah, get Eric, Minority Nomad. Yeah, he'll be back on soon. He's kind of he's just chilling this whole month for his birthday, so he's not doing much of anything. He hit me up today though. He was at the Grand Postal Office for the Thailand Design Center. And he was showing me they have 3D printers that you can rent for 300 baht an hour at the center. So we might come up with like a cool 3D printing project and go over there and do that. I think I'm going to do a vlog over there soon as well, because there's just a really cool space from what he was showing me in his photos. Old man, just to find out about Twitter ACC. This is sad. I wish... Got a lot of time says, this is sad. I wish I knew what a community tab was. I'd vote. Oh, so Dave, go over to my my channel page, and it will say, if you look at the top, across the top, it will say home, videos, playlist, community. And then if you go to the community tab, there'll be a little poll there, and you can see different things that I post. I would say Nomad has already downloaded the blueprints for a double-headed intruder. I would guess you are correct. Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about the venomous snake from Australia, right, Paul? Right? Yeah. No, he was actually, he hit me up and he was like, "Oh, they have all these 3D printers. They have a full body scanner, a lot of really cool stuff." And he was like, "Oh, take a look at this." And so I was like, "What software do they need?" And it's like Autodesk, obviously, which is like $60 a month. And then there's another one like Rhino 7, which is pretty affordable by comparison. But I think there's some open source options as well for 3D printing drafting. All right, Dave, you got it. But yeah, I'm sure he wants to print some unique things. Of course. Is there a second version? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, I saw not that long ago, one of my friends from Malaysia owns a 3D printing cafe, and he had some like pliable filament. So even after it dries, it has like a very pliable nature to it, as opposed to the rigid filament that we're used to seeing. So I want to see if I can find that here. Joe says he won that mask for the most downloads in 30 days. Also, here's the other thing, guys. I started doing some shirt designs for Idea Studio, and I'll put a shop up eventually. I ordered some samples of the first couple, see how they come out before I put it up public. So I put that out there, and so what I'm going to do is I'll probably do like limited drops on every design. So I'll do like a 14-day period where each shirt's available, and then I'll just keep cycling through new design studio ideas for shirts. And I'll probably, anyone who's on the Buy Me a Coffee site who supported me over there, I'll put a discount code out for those guys as well. But I've got like maybe 4 or 5 shirt designs in the bank for this. And so I just uploaded the first one I'll call it the version 1.0, and that will be available, like I said, probably in a week once I get my print in, just to check the quality of. Now, I've worked with Teespring before. Like, I thought the Bangkok strain shirts came out great, but I'm using a different shirt this time. I wanted to get something with a lighter weave, so I just want to check it, make sure the construction's okay, just like I did with the Bangkok strain shirts, and make sure everything's good. And then I'll be launching that shop soon. Gotta love Tom. I would have voted for Surf Bourbon Beard. I did not watch his live stream. Yeah, he was a little out of it, man. He was. I was talking to him on chat afterwards, and he was just saying, like, he wants to talk about some stuff. He was just goofing around. He was playing with his new Rodecaster, checking out the voice, all the voice tones and everything, and voice enhancers, and he was auto tuning it. But yeah, I just think he was just having a good time, just goofing around. What do we say here? Maybe he could print a blocking barrier for his orgy friends so they don't. Yeah, right. I mean, he's gonna help those only in the mouth. Still gay. We're talking about. I don't think you were listening to the live stream at school, right, babe? Did you hear when Eric was on? Okay, never mind. Do your shirts come in Michelin vans? Yeah, so they'll go up to 5X, Paul. So yeah, the shirts will go. I believe the smallest is small, and the largest available is 5X, which is another reason I picked this particular shirt over what they list as their premium cut, because the premium only goes up to 2X, and this one, which is the comfort cut, it's still a slim fit, and it's a lighter weight cotton, 100% cotton, and it goes up to 5X, American size 5X, which is like. American 5X is going to be like a 4,000X in Thailand, because a 2X, American 2X is like a 5X in Thailand. Today, the cops stopped traffic for a large 35-foot python. Oh my, to cross the road. So they're just waiting there for it to slither across, so they give it a hand. Oh, and then Chris, you know right away what Joe's response is going to be, so you preempted. I love it. A 35-foot python crossing the road. Gee, that's crazy. I saw when I was in Indonesia, I went to a cafe that had a picture of this just massive python that the villagers had killed because they said it was eating people. And this was in Jakarta, right? So it's probably just a story that they tell silly white people, but they had a picture of it, and like these 3 guys who apparently caught and killed it up on the wall at the cafe, and it was from the village where the owner of the cafe was from, which is why he said that he had the photo up. But good coffee though, good coffee in Indonesia. Java's Java for a reason. So let me update the community tab over on this other one and see. Oh yeah, still Cornelia's still holding strong. Still holding strong. Tommy's fallen down quite a bit, though, so I think people are voting for OMS. Yeah, she was a little slow. They had just had a goat for breakfast. Oh. I saw. So in Thailand, in the south of Thailand, snakes getting into people's houses is an issue, and then other people have issues with snakes coming up through their toilets. So two recent stories. One was a few years ago. A guy in the south had like a outhouse style bathroom in his in his house, like it's raised up, and then the floor. I don't know. I don't think he had actual plumbing. I think the floor just went into basically a tank down below. But somehow the snake got into the plumbing for the toilet and came up and latched onto the guy's nuts. And he had to call his wife in. They fought the snake off for like an hour until paramedics arrived to actually get the snake off of his nuts. And they took a picture of the aftermath. And so basically they had to kill the snake to get it off. And the guy went to the hospital, but there's just blood everywhere. And this dead snake on the ground in the guy's bathroom. And I was like, oh, I hope that blood's from the snake, not from the guy. And then another recent one, this is probably like a year ago, I saw a video of this on Facebook. There was a family down south who a python got into their house and ate their dog. And then they came home and found the python basically passed out with a dog-sized lump in its body. And so the snake control or wildlife officers, whatever they are, came and they do something to the snake and get it to regurgitate the dog. And then they bring the snake back out into the wilderness. But yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know if the snake just regurgitates it naturally or if it they do something to it, but it regurgitated the dog completely. Oh, Jim says it's
when the snake see like a intruder, danger thing, they just like vomit the thing and they just eat it. So they are viable to
so Jim said it's their natural like a defense mechanism, so they can get away if they feel threatened. So, but yeah, they had a video of it regurgitating the dog, which was a little wild. Oh, Python, you mean the coding language? Great coding language. I was just talking about Python with a friend the other day. She was talking about she learned Python in high school, high school, and she's a tattoo artist now. But she was saying how she really enjoyed Python, right? And I was saying, it really is a great language for two reasons. It's one, really powerful, and two, very, very easy to learn the basics, which allows you to more rapidly master advanced programming concepts. Whereas in the 90s, when I was in university, C++ was really your only option for like a powerful language. And it wasn't necessarily easy to learn. So there was a lot of things that you had to learn in C++ just to get the basics down. And to get to a level where you could program something useful was challenging. And a lot of people lost interest because of that. Now with Python being so accessible to not just to learn, but for the resources available for it, so many more people learn how to program with Python and actually make useful code. So that's really exciting. And I always find that fun, that when people are really excited about Python. I actually taught Python classes for a little while at a university for 2 semesters. I taught Python, and the kids who picked it up really just had a blast with it and enjoyed it. Born Noah says we have them all over the Everglades. I see one eating a gator. Yeah. I bet you wouldn't see a python eating a Aussie croc out on the beach. Too tough for that. Yeah, no. I think Florida has more non-native snakes than any other state. Like people just let them loose in the Everglades, and now they just kind of run the place. Was the guy named Juan Hung Lo? After that, he was. Oh, you have a photo. They do eat crocs. I have a photo of Python as a large croc with a calf in its mouth. Python, damn, it got the croc and the calf. So now the pythons are more deadly than the crocs. What's going on? Joe, unfortunately, no, the dog did not make it. Python, that's what my ex-girlfriend called it. Did she now, Hike? Joe, she calls Joe that now. There was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, there was a show where some guy had like a special suit and he was going to try to let a python eat him. and like act as, so it was like supposed to be an uncrushable suit, like a suit of armor. And he was gonna let a python like constrict on him and then try to eat him. I forget what that show was. It might have been even on like Nat Geo or something. And they ended up not being able to go through with it. He said like at one point he could feel the pressure was too high even through the suit. Joe, that bathroom stall ad really worked well for her. Oh, guys, just degrading in the chat. Oh my God. Yeah, it was crazy a few years ago with the with that snake shark. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Let me see if I can find a video of it. I'll throw it up on the screen. I think the plan was he wanted to try to eaten alive. Here it is, eaten alive. I'll throw the link in the chat. Discovery Channel. So yeah, this guy was trying to let the snake like wrap around him in this like special suit, and then he was gonna let the snake eat him, and just to try to like discover. They were saying to like understand the process, but reality is they did it for a TV show. They knew this wasn't going to work going into it, which I have a feeling is like all shows like this. That's like the premise going in is they know it's not going to work, but they do it anyway. You know, yeah, we know we're not going to really be able to let a snake eat you, but yeah, let's give it a shot. No big deal, right? It's okay. No, that's how they want to do it. But yeah, Discovery Channel. When was this from? 2014. Wow, so 7 years ago. Longer than I thought. Yeah, longer than I thought. You know the other thing that they had in what's the best place to send my critter photos? Oh, shoot it to me on Chris, send me on Facebook. Facebook Messenger. I'll pull it up. And get some critter pics from down under. There was a martial arts organization in Australia. I think it was called Ultimate Weapons Champion, where they were fighting each other with like swords and maces and stuff. They had like body armor on, and it would tell you like where you had contact. I was really excited for that, and it never took off because I love like sword and knife fighting, but it never became a thing, if you will. And let me open up Messenger as its own page. We're about to see some critters from the land down under. I want to see this python eating a croc and the baby. Man, what? So that like, do people go camping in Australia, Chris? Do they like, hey, let's go out to the bush and camp for the weekend, set up a little tent, have fun with our friends, have a little barn fire, drink some brewskis? Or is that just like, no, like too dangerous of an activity for Australians to do? Like there's no camping there because you'll die. I kind of get the feeling that's the vibe for it. Like, yeah, you can't camp, you'll just die. And imagine like going camping, like getting like, yeah, I could picture this happen to someone. They go camping, put their little tent out, right? And then they get strangled in their tent by a python and eaten while inside the tent. And then like no evidence of them like ever existing. Like no, they said they were going camping, but we can't even find their tent. Gone. Oh, what does he say? Hell yes. Drinks and pokes the critters for fun. No. In Canada, we have many black bears where we were camping. You know, yeah, we had bears in the U.S. as well, but for the most part, they stay away from the campsites. I get the feeling like pythons and crocs just don't care. when I went camping in the U.S., I saw bears a few times. Black bears usually. I never saw a grizzly while camping, but one time I did see grizzly tracks, which wasn't fun. It definitely made me sleep light. Oh man, there's a guy in Canada. He has a YouTube channel called Steve Wall, and he does like stealth camping all over Canada, or all over where he lives in Canada. He can't travel too far at the moment, but like he'll go like he did one where he camped behind a sign for like a city, like behind the city sign. He set up a camp for the night, or he'll go out like into the median on the highway and camp, and just find like all types of random places to do stealth camping. I think his channel is fantastic because it's really just him finding a spot, setting up, having a few drinks, waking up the next day, cleaning up his site, and hiking out. And I know at one point he was setting up a number of stealth locations, and he was going to bike come summertime, all like from one part of Canada to the other. And Joe just sent me a post. Says, "No, that's a big python." He was gonna bike from one part of Canada to the other, and he was gonna set up all these stealth spots along the way and camp out. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great channel, and it's so simple but so fun. Yeah, all you guys are watching is like, hey, watch Steve, hunker down. Yeah, Steve Wall fan in the house. Yeah, no, it's a great channel, man. I've been watching for a few years, and that's just so good. I mean, it's so much fun. And I think about like I spent the summer when I lived in Boston, like probably like from spring up until fall, when I lived in Boston, just kind of stealth camping in the city the whole year, that whole season, until it got too cold for me to really like. The first couple nights it got down like below 50. I was like, all right, this isn't happening anymore. But yeah, I would basically ride my bike everywhere. I'd go to where I was working, work, and then I'd have my spot all picked out. And as soon as it got dark, I'd be in there, set up real quick, wake up in the morning before the sun was coming up, and be out of there. And go to the gym, shower, work out. That was that was my life for like that part of the year. Obviously, in the wintertime, you can't do that, right? It just you die trying to camp in winter in Boston, or to wake up in the middle of the snow, like 3 feet of snow on top of your little tent. And I didn't have a winter tent either. I had a 3-season tent, like a 1-person, low profile 3-season tent. Craig, what's going on? There's a guy who just moved back to Thailand, has the channel DM Exotics, and he goes around catch and release snakes at all hours. Very cool. Used to own a business, now a hobby. Oh, DM Exotics. Nice. I'm going to have to check him out because I'm trying to get my buddy Rob onto the Bangkok Strange podcast with his friend Chris to talk about herping. And because they go out every Friday into Bangkok herping and looking for snakes. And Rob invites me like every week. I just happen to be busy. But he gets bitten by like probably bitten once a week by a snake while he's out herping all over the city. But yeah, and the guy Chris who he goes out with has a king cobra that he takes out and like he handles without a hook. And so apparently Rob tells me this guy's been bitten by his king cobra 2 or 3 times, which is, a bit crazy, especially it's super venomous. But, his hobby, I guess if he wants to die handling snakes, that's on him. But yeah, he's got a king cobra and then he feeds it. I guess the king cobra eats other snakes. So he feeds it other snakes like live. And like it goes like super fast and like catches and kills them. Man. Sun camps outside even over minus 20, man. Yeah, I mean, if you have the gear for that cold weather camping, yeah, that's great. But I didn't. So like I said, I was just doing it for those seasons in the city. I didn't want to rent a place I didn't have a lot of stuff. I lived out of one backpack, and I had my bike that I take everywhere. And I just, like I said, I had probably a dozen spots set up where I knew I could go to after dark. No one would notice me in the city, and I could set up and be all set no matter what. And that's basically what I did. So and it was great for that summer. That was fantastic. Or for those 3 seasons, that was a fantastic thing. And there was one spot I would go to, it was literally across the street from my gym. I would wake up, brush my teeth in my little metal cup, and pack everything up. And as soon as the gym opened at 5, I was in there working out, take a shower afterwards, hit the sauna for a few hours or for an hour, and then head out, get a coffee, and just kind of like start my day. It was great. Emma Zakan says Thai centipedes are great monsters. I saw one of those monsters, like hard shell centipedes, the other day in my driveway, and it was just like cruising across the driveway. I was like, damn, this thing is huge. It's a monster. Yeah, they're definitely big. But Jib says those are okay. Those are fine, but it's like the smaller centipedes are like have like toxic stuff on their feet or something. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I stay away from all centipedes. I want to move to a warmer place. My children love this freezing cold place. I'm stuck here. Hey, how old are your children? Love Canada. And why do they love Ottawa, like cold ass Ottawa? I guess when you're a kid too, the cold doesn't really bother you, right? I remember the cold never really bothered me, even in my 20s. But as soon as you live somewhere that's warm all year, it definitely is a game changer. Please ask in Showborn Nomad Productions. Did he say he's in? Yeah, I'm waiting for. Oh, here it is. 7 photos sent. Okay. All right. Let's. I just opened the first one. Let's see. Can I share this? Share screen. App window. Here we go. Share. All right. So I'm gonna take your comment down, Joe. So here's the first one. Little snaky snake hiding in the croc. I don't know if what's more offensive here, the snake or the Crocs. He's looking for those Crocs now. But what is this? Is that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, is this the jellyfish that girl got stung by and almost died? Is this that? Is this a jellyfish or something, Chris? What is? What am I even looking at here? Is it? These are frogs catching a ride on a snake. Hey, babe, come look at this photo. This is insane. Are these 2 frogs having sex and this frog trying to get in on the action? Is that what's going on there? Blue ring octopus. Okay. Oh, nope. That's the type of stuff that makes you not wanting to go to the bathroom at all. My God. But that's a hose, right? That's not a snake. That's a hose. Nope, that's a snake. God damn. That's got to be 30 meters at least. Oh, what? What is this? Is a spider? I'm glad you put the hand in there for comparison. Man. I want to go back to this frog and snake photo. This is an interesting photo. So is this a common sighting in Australia to see frogs riding a snake? I'm curious about that. So blue ring octopus. Okay, is the blue ring octopus poisonous in some way? When frogs attack, right? Oh, okay. That's what that is. That really long snake is molting. Oh, okay. I see now. That's why I just thought it was a fuzzy photo. I get it. So, okay. So that's its old skin and it's crawling out of it. Still a lot of skin, man. Ah, man, that's wild. This frog transport system, though, those are interesting. Oh, Craig jumping in here. Those giant centipedes are poisonous and bite like a tiger. Stay away. Oh, okay. Oh, the giant ones are poisonous as well. Great. Oh, good to know. Yeah, I just saw it walking across the driveway, so I was like, let him be. It wasn't bothering me. I figured he probably goes into the garden, if anything. Chris sending more photos. Oh, what do we got here? Is that so? It's something's eating a scorpion in this photo, I guess. And then we've got. Is that a frog? Looks like a frog or a toad. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that's some type of frog or toad. Did you grill that up, Chris? That make good eating. Little frog burger action. Man. And that's a good one, Joe. Nature's BTS. Yeah, that is the Australian outback version of the BTS. What the? It's coming out of a light? Where did that one even come from? Oh, here it is. I missed this one. So it's coming out of the light in the ceiling. Actually, one of Jib's friends the other day told us she had a lizard up in her ceiling at her house out in like the middle of nowhere up country. And she was like waiting for her husband to like try to take the light down to get it. Oh no, her husband was afraid to change the lights because of it. That's what it was. No Black Widows, not the MCU one. Where's that snake again? Next station, Asok. Interchange here for the MRT. Oh, that's a wild. How frequent do you see this type of thing, Chris, with the frogs on the snake? That's what I want to know. That's wild. Any more come in? No, I think that's it for now. All right, so we'll stop sharing. Those are wild, man. The one in the Crocs. Actually, I wanted to check if I could get Crocs on Lazada. There's like just a shoe to wear out. Oh, they have a flagship store on Lazada, so I guess they are available. Holy shit, they're expensive here. $60 for some Crocs. 2,000 baht. Damn. All right. Well, anyway, cool critters. Oh, please show your pic. Can you send another one? Oh, you want me to share a kangaroo? All right, let me share that, Joe. Application window, share. This is an Australian kangaroo. I think this is the one Joe really wants me to show, though. Now that's a big python, Joe. Star-Lord looking all confused. It's an Australian kangaroo. What is that, a wombat? Is that what that is? Actually, I got Craig on here. Craig, you're the one talking about EVs and stuff last time on my stream, I think. Me and Mike are planning to do a road trip in an EV. We're going to go today, but we had to postpone until next week. So we rented an EV. We're going to take a road trip down to the southernmost point in Bangkok and see if it's got the range for it. It's going to be about 120 kilometers round trip. Oh yeah, Senior Frank says Crocs are $60, but actual baby crocodiles are 500 baht at the second square. Yeah, right. Our frontal web spiders will puncture a fully grown male human fingernail and put you out for good if you're not near. What? They can puncture a fingernail? What? That's wild. Lovely place you live in there, Chris. Lovely place. So, Chris, is the frog on the snake thing, is that common? Is that like a normal thing to see or no? And then Emzil asked, the kangaroos punch hard or they kick or they'd kick? Yeah, I've seen video of them kicking each other where they use their tail to like bounce back on, and then because that tail is all muscle, they just sort of thrust forward with their legs and like they kick each other incredibly viciously. In miles, please. Oh, I don't even know what miles are. What's that? Divide by, let's say 150 to miles. 93 miles, Joe. So it's a very small EV that we're taking out. It's just a 2-seater. We're going to do a vlog about it, so you'll see the whole thing. It's really narrow. It's about half as wide as a normal car, which is kind of funny. And Mike's rented it before. We took it around my neighborhood, and he drove it a few places in the city. So we're going to rent it, and we're going to drive to the southernmost point in Bangkok where it touches the Gulf, actually. And so we'll be at the Gulf of Thailand at the salt farms down south and make a video about it. Hopefully it has the range to get us back. Yeah, 93.2 miles. Then that's round trip, right? So it's like half that one way. So, not bad. Yeah, Crocs are expensive, man. Damn. I thought they were like a cheap shoe. But I guess, in Thailand, everything's a bit pricier. I wonder if they have them in my size. Nope. Biggest they have them is 8. Oh, no, 9. They have a size 9. No, not even close. Oh, no, wait. No, it says here. Oh, no, a 9 is an actual. Oh, it's a US 9. Yeah, I need a US 13. Any of you guys wear Crocs on a regular basis? Yeah, I do think in metric now. Also, like I thought in metric before, like because I was an engineer, right? So everything is in metric anyway. And then, other than like obviously when you're in America, your day-to-day life is in imperial, miles, gallons, all of that. But like at work every day, everything I did had to be in metric. So I was kind of like already living in both worlds. And once you live in a country that everything is metric, it's so easy to just make the conversion and switch over because metric makes so much sense. However, I remember I had a hard time. I didn't know. Well, not a hard time. Once they explained to me, I knew what it was. But when I was taking a class here, they're like, "Oh, you can print it out on A4 paper." I had no idea what A4 paper was, right? Because in the U.S., everything's 8.5 by 11. Like, yo, what the fuck is A4 paper? I'm like, oh, it's like standard lettered size paper. Just like, and then the professor like, oh, you're from America. Yeah, it's like you're 8.5 by 11, but it's in metric. So 2A3 or 2 A5s or an A4, right? And one A4 is 2 A3s and so on and so on. And so it just keeps doubling or reducing by half. Oh, so common north of here, a fully grown red kangaroo will disembowel you if you piss it off. It doesn't. I mean, it sounds like you guys are just putting this propaganda out there to keep people from ever invading Australia. Like, yeah, the Australian military might put up a bit of a fight, but it's really the wildlife you got to watch out for. I have seen video of giraffe fighting. That is wild. They whack each other with their necks. Birkenstocks are way too expensive as well. Yeah, any imported footwear is crazy pricey. Anything imported in general is expensive. Oh, so here I can. Oh, they don't even have a listing for my size. Right, so I'd be 47, 48. Yeah, no. The biggest Crocs are available are 45, which not even close to fitting my stupid feet. Oh well. When I get Suburban Beard to come out here, I will have him bring me a pair from the US where they have jumbo size feet regularly. So a red. Wait, so what's it? They're different color kangaroos, Chris. Just red kangaroo. What are the other types? Or is that some type of classification I should know about? They'll disembowel you. Because those kangaroos, they are jacked. I got to fix my cable. There we go. Reds and grays. Oh, Joe's going to take a look for me at Walmart. My man. Size 13, sir. Let me know if you see any. Not $60 Crocs. Red. So what's the difference between a red and a gray, Chris? Because I do not know. Let me Google a bit of information here. Red versus gray, and you spell it with an E. Kangaroo. Eastern and western gray kangaroos look very similar and were once considered the same species. They are generally not as tall as the red kangaroos, but still quite large. Eastern gray males can actually weigh more than red males. The western gray has distinction of being known as the stinker. Oh. Although a big eastern gray male may typically weigh 66 kilos and stands almost 2 meters tall, the scientific name, I'm going to get into this, large foot and misleading. The red kangaroo of the semi-arid inland is larger, weighing up to 90 kilos. Oh, the reds are more aggressive too. So they're bigger, stronger, and more aggressive. Well then. What type of kangaroo? Yeah, I've been over to Bangkok Bootery. I have another guy who's done custom shoes for me in the past as well, and custom sandals. Pretty good pricing. And I'm actually working with them on a project for one of my clients. Not Bangkok Bootery, but this other leather shop that does. They're doing a line of leather goods with one of my clients. We're working on samples now. So. Yeah, and I've got a couple pairs of custom shoes. Jib has a pair, and I have a pair of custom sandals. But I stay away from leather for the most part now. I don't think I have any leather shoes that are in like rotation at the moment. In my sandals, the sandals I have, the flip flops I have are those the ones made from beach plastic that Nanyang made, called hey, what are they called? Kaya, Nanyang Kaya. Flip-flops that are made from recycled beach waste. Hopefully there's not a lot of recycled condom from Pattaya Beach in there. I'm hoping. But yeah, the ability to get custom made, shoes, boots, sandals in Bangkok at very reasonable price is a benefit, especially if you have a larger foot. When I wore leather shoes regularly, I had 2 pairs made. 3 pairs made that I wore with different suits and stuff, and it's great to have like that custom fit, and you can get the arch done however you want, whatever type of midsole you want, and they cork it up really well so you get a good footbed. DJ Dave, longtime watcher, first time commenter. Entertainment and info at its best. Hey, thanks, DJ Dave. Appreciate it. Oh man, I love your icon with the lizards looking off the dock there. Thanks for commenting, man. Appreciate it. I hope to see you in the streams more often then if you're a long time watcher. Join the community. For sure. I really like the icon there, the lizard. Is that a kimono dragon, I guess? Or something similar? Or a monitor lizard? That's not a monitor lizard. Too short of a face. Cornelius Lowe was amazing. Yeah, Cornelius is awesome, man. He's a great guy. Yeah, I've known him for a few years, and I met him. My buddy AJ Pyro, his wife actually Emily was my producer for my show on EFM, so she would travel with me all over Asia and like set up my shows and get everything ready for me. And AJ's like a legend in Malaysian martial arts, so he was making the transition from pro MMA to pro wrestling, and he was doing his first show with Malaysian Pro Wrestling. So Jib and I flew down from Bangkok to see them. And I met Cornelius at that show. It was the first time he performed. And I just loved his character. He's so great. And we've kind of just become friends over the years of like chatting back and forth. And like I told the story of him like showing up at Starbucks in his mask because, you know, he takes kayfabe really seriously. Like he is his character at all times. Like he doesn't have, I think with like WWE nowadays, they definitely blend it a lot more between the character and the wrestler, and with him it's a complete separation, so it's kind of cool. How does the compass work down under? Iguana on the island of Bonnery. There's a video out there of a kangaroo who had a guy's dog. Oh, I saw this, Craig, in a headlock. He ran over to help him. The kangaroo let go, and he stood the guy up, and the kangaroo. Yeah, I saw that video. It's hilarious. They can't find my Crocs folder, so I sent a bear. Okay. Oh, this is you with the camera, too. Or someone with the camera. Is that you? That's a big camera. All right, here's the bear. This is a great bear photo. Let me pull this up. This bear knows what's up. It was a good day at work for the bear. Still got his claws in. Still got his claws. Yeah, that's most of the bears that you see in like Hollywood stuff, I think they have their claws out. Yeah, not really a wrestling fan. I found this little persona. Yeah, it really is. He's like I said, because I've gotten to know him over the years. We've had tons of conversations now. He's just a really interesting dude and very intelligent. He was on. I actually had him on my radio show when I had a show on the BFM network in Malaysia, and he was on. And I told him that was the #1 episode. He was like all freaked out. He didn't know that, and that was like a year ago. Mondo got it backwards like the toilets. And my offsider. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at that camera. This thing's massive. So I get such a huge huge hood there too. I'll see it's got the red. Oh, so I see you're shooting into a is this for 3D, I guess? You've got two cameras shooting, one from the bottom, one from the top, and there's a mirror in there. Is that what I'm seeing here, Chris? Go back to the bear grabbing the booty. That model's got, ice in her veins, man. Just being able to be that calm with a massive bear hugging her. That's wild. The man with the mask, Nacho Libre. Oh man, I tell you, yeah, Cornelius, just like I said, the fact that he shows up in character, wearing the mask, and just hangs out like that at a Starbucks is commitment, right? Just commitment to the craft, to the character. And really cool. Yeah, she looks okay with it. She does look okay with it. Yeah, 3D. It's the small digital cams. Yeah, because the Reds, right? They're not massive, but I've seen some of the cinema setups like that before, where one will shoot from the bottom and one from the top because it's the only way to get the lenses close enough to get the effect. And now you can shoot like a 3D with like action cams do it now as well. I saw I think it was the Insta 361R has a setup where you can shoot 3D with two lenses, two 5K lenses, I think. Or maybe it's like 2.5K, and like 5K total for the image. I forget what the specs were, but it was a mod they had available. No, Joe, don't hold back on us, Joe. Don't hold back. I'll share it again so we can spark that inspiration. Let me pull that back up here for you, Joe. I don't want you to hold back. Let it rip, Joe. You know what's funny? My nickname, my Thai nickname is Pee-mee, is like Big Bear or older brother bear type of name. That's a wild photo for sure. I'm hoping Joe gets his creative juices flowing in his brain there. What will Joe think? Cover of a romance. Yeah, it could be a cover of a romance novel, DJ Dave, for sure. Man, I could see that. Actually, my buddy Bear Williams, he's been on Bangkok Strange before. He's an actor. He was the guy who's in Tremors 7 with David Asavanad. And he's been on the cover of a few romance novels. Bear's a big jack dude. And he ends up on the cover of those every now and then as a model. Joe, that was the easy one, Joe. Just Photoshop jib it and poster it. And just put it up on the put it up as a couple's photo. Every time, if we're watching a movie, without fail, if Jib sees a bear like on TV or in the movie, she's like, "Oh, is that your cousin?" Or, "Oh, were you in this movie?" Too funny. Hey, babe, check out this photo. Jib's done working for the night. Hey, babe, come here. Check out this bear photo.
Oh, from Russia.
From how do you know it's from Russia?
I think it's like a business there that they have a bear and like a model or pre-wedding photo.
Hey, you can
like
talk
take a photo with that.
Yeah, talk to the mic.
Maybe it's not Russian.
Jib thinks it's Russian. She said there was she saw something about a business in Russia where they have a bear that can you can take wedding photos with and stuff. So I mean, it's possible. The girl looks like she could be Russian. Now I'm on TikTok now because of my buddy Eric Okan, who was on the mega live stream. He tells everyone to be on TikTok. He's like, dude, you should totally be on TikTok. It's the best thing in the world. And so I follow. There's this Russian girl from like Siberia that she lived in Miami for a while, but she says where she lives the coldest city in the world. And I think it almost sounds like the only English word she knows is motherfucker. Like, oh, that is right. I'm Russian, motherfucker. Taking the furry genre to a new level. Yeah, I think that's a different genre altogether. We all saw those horse videos back in the day. Oh yeah, babe, you're right. Chris says it was Russia. Oh, another photo coming in from Joe. Let's see what we got. This one's good. What do we got here? A bear with a big tool. Polar bear. I saw a video once of it was a video of I think it was like a wildlife capture camera, or they were setting up to film something about wildlife, and they were in their truck getting some other stuff ready, and polar bears showed up around their camera gear and spent like an hour investigating the cameras. It was kind of funny. And they were just like sitting in there filming with their phone, like, hey, what's he doing? Hopefully he doesn't eat the camera. And they were just, the bears circled around for like an hour, then left. I'd be freaked out though. Like if you were filming something, you knew there were polar bears in the area. Definitely not the ideal situation. One of my buddies, Chad, he was telling me a story once where he used to go up to Alaska for work and would do like networking out in these like remote towns. So like he would get a flight on like a prop plane and they'd drop him off in like this little village out in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. And he would have to wait like 6 or 7 days for the flight to come back. And he had to work in the library in the town usually because that's where the equipment would be kept. And there was an outage on this one router. He was just basically going up to switch it out. And he couldn't get into the library because the guy who ran the library was out on a hunting trip. And so there was only like 2 or 3 people left in the town. So they're like, oh, we'll take you out to the guy who runs the libraries on this hunting trip. And they go out and they're staying in the camp. He said they have these like hard side tents. So it's like a canvas tent, but they have like wooden panels on the sides. And he said they were sleeping in there. It took like, you had to wait 2 nights for the guy to come back from, they were even out further than this. And so he says the first night he's sleeping in the tent and he hears a bunch of noise outside. He doesn't really know what it is. And he thought he heard something like rubbing up against the tent, but like he wasn't too sure. And so next morning he wakes up, they're having breakfast, and he goes outside and there's just a bunch of bear tracks everywhere. And he goes and he asks, he's like, oh my God, there were bears outside last night. He tells the guys, like, what should we do? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, usually they come around and, you know, they'll rub around the tents. He's like, it's uncommon that they find their way inside though. That doesn't happen too often. But if it does, just try not to get bit. And he's like, what? Oh, Chris sending more photos. Oh, what? Oh, this is it, huh? This is it. This is the photo we've been waiting for. He found it. Damn. All right, let's share this. Damn. So you took this photo, Chris? Python versus Croc lost. Is this your photo? You took this one? Damn. I wonder how long it takes the python to digest something. Like how long does it take him to digest a whole crocodile? That's insane. Imagine like just going out to your backyard one morning, like, oh, I'm just gonna go outside and enjoy my coffee. The python eating a freaking crocodile in your backyard. Like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee from inside. That's fine, no problem. No problem at all. Man. That's wild. It almost doesn't look real, right? Like how stretched out the mouth is and everything. It's like so distorted and crazy. Hell no, I'm not that stupid to get that close. Just a local photo. So yeah, I guess like if they're that into the eating process, right? You're not really in danger, I guess. Not like he's gonna stop eating it and like come after you. A much bigger male there. Man, that is insane. And look how tight and like woven he is here, how tight the body is. But then here, the body looks like it's just a bag absorbing that croc. That is insane. What do we got here? Joe sending some more. Oh, that's a good one, Joe. I'll throw that up here. This might have to be the new logo. Watch Idea Studio or Joe 25. Okay. Oh, not cool, man. You should have just watched. Should have just watched. Oh, stuck. 1 to 4 weeks for it to fully digest. 1 to 4 weeks. So I guess the python probably doesn't even need to eat right away after it's digested, right? Hey, Stuck, how's it going, man? Yeah, morning your time, right? Just getting around to it in the morning there. 1 to 4 weeks to fully digest. That's wild. There's a lot of croc to be eaten, though, that's for sure. So I guess, is the python like super vulnerable for like the 1 to 4 weeks it's digesting that jumbo croc? Is it just like kind of moving around all slow, like trying not to get killed? Or do they like find a place to hide that they got to get to? You know, after they eat the jumbo meal. I wonder what the largest thing a croc's ever eaten was. That's interesting as well. Oh, 752.9. The python I like is the only on my Linux box, which I use for scripting. Yeah, right. Those are the only pythons I want to be around. People in China eating python. Gross. Yeah, they hide out. Yeah, I would imagine they have to, right? Also, it's only vulnerable for 1 to 2 days after. So once it breaks it down for the majority of it, it has, I guess, a little bit more mobility. That's wild, man. Such a crazy animal in Australia. Crazy place, like I was saying. You guys just out there killing it. I didn't stop sharing. Let me pull that back up because such a wild photo, man. Oh, you Australians, man, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. That one in I still like the Australian Outback version of the BTS. Share this one again. Australian Outback BTS. How many stations on this line? Now, what's this little thing in the grass here? That's just like a little stick, or I don't know what this is. Maybe just a stick. Some frogs fucking over here. Everyone else. So this must be Nana Station. This is Nana. They're going to Asok right now. This guy got off back at Prompong. He doesn't know what's going on. This other guy's waiting his turn. Oh, it's a bit too much. All right, guys. With that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with me tonight on this kind of impromptu live stream. Appreciate it. I got to wake up in a few hours. I got to record with a client. So that's what I got to make sure I'm rested for that. And then I got to renew my Thai driver's license tomorrow. And that will be interesting to see how that goes because I won't have the benefit of Jib with me in the morning. So it'll be fun to see how that goes. But I think they're just kind of brushing people through right now. Basically because of COVID and everything. And like I said, I've had this appointment for 2 months since December. So just show up. I think they'll just kind of take my info and give me a new license. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, have a good day or have a good night wherever y'all are at. And I will see you next time. Keep taking action. Make your ideas reality.